Hi there, here is a little video which is maybe a little bit different from others because most of the time I would do a live about stone polishing in my workshop, and here we are at home, and I had the opportunity thanks to one of my customer, Andre Bender. He sent me some Japanese knives so I could look at them, have a view of the work of that maker, and maybe have some inspiration or have some view about the work of someone else. I'm Milan Gravier. I'm working as a blacksmith for 14 years, but I'm focusing on kitchen knives and bladesmithing for about 4 years. And yes, I'm quite known for my work because I'm working mostly on stone, and I got a sort of view of my work, which is forging very finely, very close to the shape, with a certain idea of the geometry, which is a little bit like a convexity, something, an evenness, a taper on the spine. And I'm working on the stones, and I guess most people maybe know my work because of the stone work and all the information I'm giving around that subject. And on the left we have one of the most famous Japanese maker of all time, and it's the work of Kiyoshi Kato. He was born in the 1940s. Is a licensed sword maker, still alive but retired, and he was making kitchen knives and was working different type of steel. Those are two type of finish he was making, two samurai blades, and here are also two samurai blades my side. I have picked one Kurushi knife my side because I wanted to maybe have a comparison or opposition with his Kurushi knife, and here is a Megaki finish, and here is also a Megaki finish my side. Okay, so it's not gonna be maybe a very well mounted video. I'm just alone. I got a camera here and a camera here, and I just wanted to have a nice kind talk about knives. Thought it would be cool, and I had this opportunity, so I thought I should take it. So about Kato work, one of the main thing you could maybe realize when you grab those two knives, I don't know if he made a lot of type of knives or if he just stay on one type, but anyway, I don't know much about the maker, to be honest. I know the name, I know his work from the picture, and that's the first time I got his work in my hands. But what I would say, the first thing when you grab the knives is maybe the thickness, the weight of it. They are very sturdy knives, and even if they are a little bit tapered, like maybe if I compare to mine, it's about the same, so it's maybe 5 mm, but then it's not like super fine tapered. It's maybe finishing at 1.5, maybe 2 mm thick. And actually both knives are the same, and if this one was left as forged or nearly, it's about the same taper, 5 and maybe 2 at the end. Compared to mine, where I like to have quite a big taper and I have maybe thinner tip. I'm still starting at 5, but much faster. I'm going to more thin blade, and I'm finishing most of the time at around 1 mm. And even with the Megaki, I'm generally going even finer because I'm grinding, I'm forging a bit the same way. I don't like really forge much thicker because I know I will grind. I grind a little bit thicker, but about the same, and then I grind, and so I get thinner blades that way. And the tip here is very thin. I mean, it's 0.5, 0.6, something like that. Some of the second thing I would say about Kato work, and what is always impressing straight away, would be the grind. Because of course we could talk about the steel, and I guess Kato is very known and very famous for his kitchen knives because of his because he master his steel and his heat treatment, which is one of the most important thing maybe for any knife maker. But about feeling some steel just with the eyes, just with the hands, it would be very difficult to say a lot about it. But about the grind, it's already much more easier to say. And if we bring that blade to the light and we check about how it is made, if it is straight, if it is well even grind, if it's well thin grind, meaning most of makers that want maybe control and master grinding will left a little bit too much steel next to the edge, close to the edge, and I can see Kato is not like this way. It's quite a convex knives, and compared to a lot of kitchen knives made by Japanese nowadays, where they leave that a big wheel grind and make extremely thin concave grind, Kato is not working this way. He's working much more convex on both knives. This one is still a little bit convex on the grind for the Kiyoshi one, but this one, yes, is very convex, the Migaki one. He got that nice convex, not too big, not too big, and not enough. I think it's really maybe one of the best convex I could see, and it's finishing to quite thin above the edge, and still, well, the sharpening is feeling very sharp, very sharp here. It's really grabbing my skin very easily. The Kiyoshi knife is much more rougher. Kiyoshi finish on itself is a little bit more rough than mine. We can maybe have a view of more texture. It looks actually more shiny and maybe a little bit more smooth, maybe, but it looks more uneven and more hammered than mine. It's quite different, really. It's very different color and very different finish. That one is same taper about, and I was like a little bit, well, when I saw the Migaki, it's so well done without anything to say, honestly, that when I grabbed the Kiyoshi and saw that there is quite a strong bend here next to the tip, I thought, well, it is not like only perfect. But things to remember when you meet a maker and you see the work and you see maybe the blade is bent somewhere, you need to remember maybe how many knives he was making every day. I don't know exactly. Kato was making his knives with very traditional technique, and if I remember, it's wooden charcoal forging. It's grinding also with the sand, with a blade grinding, shaving metal to make the grind. So it's very slow work also, but that bend for me hurt, and I mean, I'm quite surprised he didn't solve that. But honestly, how many knives he made, and was it the things to really focus? Because in the end, maybe the spine is a little bit bent here at the end next to the tip, but the edge is just perfectly straight. And that's also something I wanted to say about the Migaki. It's just dead straight. Like most of the knives you can meet always have little flows of shape, and when you look at those knives, they are very, very well made in terms of correction, straightness, not warped, and everything like that. This is very impressive. All right. What other thing I can say? Well, they are very, very different blades. This is a Sushi. This is a Kyoto. Maybe we can also speak about the profile, and I'm quite interesting to meet Kato profile because in picture you never realize completely. They are quite narrow blades, and they don't have like a super thin sharp tip, but they got a nice curve even on the spine, starting from here maybe, and it's nice and going to the tip nicely. And my knives feel much rounder actually next to it, much more curve, much more width at the end of the knife. So it's quite interesting to see that, and it gives another impression to the knife. My knives feel Santoku actually, when the knife from Kato, they feel more Sujiki, more thin, more, and it's a quite elegant profile. And when you compare those two kitchen knives, there is really a different feel and different balance to them. My knives is about here, so just after the heel, and Kato is a little bit more further to the blade. Looks quite logical because the blade is thicker, but it's also there is a little bit more weight to it. I guess the spine and the metal going in the handle is quite thick too and quite long. But yeah, when you hold that knife, it gives, because of this weight, of this straightness, and the fact that there is no too much taper, it feels very sturdy, very precise, and that's a great thing to look and to have a comparison with my knives. My knives feel much more nimble, much more versatile, much more easy to use, but they don't have that feel of straightness or solidity that Kato got on his knives. I guess the fact that he was sword maker is maybe also why he's making his knives that way, very straight, very clean. Not sure I would say I feel like I have a sword in hand, would not go that far, but yeah, you can feel that spine, that strongness of the blade is here somewhere. Okay, maybe that's it for today, or that's it for now. I just wanted to share a little bit my thoughts and maybe let you discover Kato for the one who don't know, and maybe having a comparison is nice, so you can see my work in a different way, you can see Kato in a different way. it's always interesting to see where a maker is going and what choice he did.